Okay, when you're ready, give me a countdown for the timer and all that stuff. Obviously, introduce yourself, introduce the run, give me a countdown, and we will get started.
No problem. Okay, so hello everyone, back again. Yes, we're doing 2 runs in a row with myself, with Viper. So today we've done. You've already seen me do Treasure Planet before on the run before this. This is Driv3r. Most people know this is like the black sheep of the Driver series. It's the one that no one wants to talk about. Yeah, it's that one that, yeah, it was known for glitches and also Drivergate as well. But yeah, this is the category called All Timmy Vermicellis. There is 10 Timmy Vermicellis in each city. There's 3 cities. There is Miami, Nice, and Istanbul. We're going to be doing them all one after another. So if we're ready on time, I'll let you get ready, and yeah, we'll get going, and I'll talk a little bit more about it as we go. So if we're ready on time, I'll start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Okay, so first things first, I'm playing with my keyboard, so this may be a bit clickety-clackety. You may hear a bit of clicky-clacky as I'm playing the game, so apologies in advance for that. So, what is Driv3r? So Driv3r is the 3rd game in the Driver series, of course, but Driv3r is spelled D-R-I-V 3 R's, so they wanted to go with the, I don't know, the street look, I guess. Personally, I think it's a nice touch. It's the only one in the series that's actually spelt like that, but it actually works quite well. So, as I was saying, the Timmy Vermicellis are supposed to be they're an imitation of, what's it called? Tommy Vercetti from GTA Vice City. And they also have, all the characters wear armbands, and this allows them to take the mix. So this is when Atari decided, oh, let's just try and be useful and everything. So you may notice here that we've got a grenade launcher. So what we're going to do here is we're going to try and get rid of Timmy. There we go. So we're going to use the grenade launcher a fair bit. And oops, that's the wrong respawn. It's no problem. So we're going to be using the menus. There we go. That's what I wanted to do. So that was a fail, but never mind. So these Timmys, there is 10 of them altogether, and we're going to get them hopefully there. There we go. So they die with one grenade launcher. So you can use that quite easily. However, you may have just noticed that we've got boats to use. So we're going to use the cigarette boat in Miami. We'll also use some boats in Nice and Istanbul. Because of the fact that some are only accessible via water. So, for example, this first one here, this one is not accessible via car. You can swim, but it'll take you forever. So what we're going to do here is we are going to get our grenade launcher, and I'm going to fire it up there, and hopefully it'll get him. There we go. So good shot there. So then Tanner's going to go and get the next one. So the thing is as well, is this game doesn't have an autosave system. But it saves the progress of how many Timmy Vermicellis we kill. So when I've killed all 30 in the game, what will happen is that progress will stick. It doesn't tell you that it's saving, it just does save. So you have to make sure you've got a save backed up, like a profile backed up that you can overwrite. So doing this in the PS2, you're talking about resetting the console. Same with the Xbox version, whereas PC, you just literally, all you have to do is not a lot, to be honest. So, in this case, all we've got to do is just get rid of that Vermicelli there. So, the next one is down here. So, we're going to turn Tanner around. So, the reason why we use, why we go out and go back in is because of the fact of the respawn points will put us much closer to the next Timmy Vermicelli we're trying to kill. Sometimes it's easier just to restart from that spawn location, which you'll see there's the next thing. You may notice as well a few graphical glitches in the game. This is normal. It's a game from 2004. It's not meant to run on modern systems that well. But yeah, so I'm going to try and get him. Hopefully we can get him. So might have to... There we go. Got him eventually. Took a few shots, but we got there. You may notice as well I've got unlimited bullets. I put that on specifically just to be safe. Because in the game normally you're limited to 6 rounds, and just for the sake of it I've just enabled that just to make this a little bit easier. In the rules it's not allowed, but obviously for the sake of a marathon we're going to play this very safe. So you may notice as well that we're using the Superbike. Superbike is the fastest vehicle in Miami and Nice. In Istanbul the Superbike doesn't exist. There is a motorbike though that is quicker than anything else, so we're going to be using that a little bit later on. So I'm going to park my bike here, and what we're going to do here is basically I can do it. So I can bounce if I can. Oh, I get this one actually. There you go. Got him. I was hoping I'd get him. There you go. Right. So, what we're going to do now... We're supposed to get him from a bit behind that. I was supposed to get a good shot off the wall, but it's a bit difficult to do sometimes. You know exactly where to shoot. You can get them, like, first time without even trying. Now, the next one we're going to... the next guy we're going to get, he is going to be on top of a construction site. So what we're going to do here is we're going to just use a weapon to kill him. We won't use any fancy tricks. You can, with a well-timed grenade launcher shot, you can get him. But obviously I'm not going to do that. I'm going to quickly make sure I get him. So we're going to get him there. Like that. And then next one I'm going to use is... There we go. I'm going to get the grenade launcher back out again. I am going to play it safe on a few of these guys, but hopefully we should be okay. It won't be too bad. So what we do now is we've actually got to kill the last 3. We can't respawn anymore or restart anymore because right now we're too far from any spawn location. I think this is actually the closest one to get to here, but either way. So this guy that's going to try and shoot at us here is actually going to be in the corner. So we're going to get him there. There we go. And we're going to do that. Get back on the bike. And the next one we've got to get rid of is in the stadium. Funny thing is, there's always seems to be... oh, hello. There always seems to be... physics. Very nice. It was one of the things that this game was known for, was the jank physics. So you can sometimes get zombie Timmy Vermicellis, or zombie Timmys, I think, to shorten the word. And basically, zombie Timmys are where you kill them and they still are alive, as though they're alive. It is a bit of a problem because of the game's code. And honestly, it's a funny thing to happen. I think the most I've got in a run is 2. I've not had any in practice, but I've mainly been practicing where all the Timmys hang out, so always good fun. And I also want to make sure that in terms of the bike, for example, I'm going to shoot behind there. Hopefully that gets him. Yes, it does. So he's got on the bike. That's good. That'll get him. The one that's in the back there, you just don't know what he's going to do, so I have to be very careful. So as I said, there is 30 altogether. We're going to kill all 30. And surprisingly, this is actually a rather fast category compared to like the main game. So the main game of Driv3r is about an hour and a half, an hour 40. I think the average player will probably take about 2 hours, to be honest, like myself. But then there is all Timmy Vermicellis. You can do each individual city or do all 3. There's also all secret cars as well, where it involves finding the secret vehicles. So you can do that one as well. That is a much shorter category as well. Like, that is mere minutes. I think in some cases, like, it can take less than 2 minutes to find all the secret vehicles, because in the secret vehicles, all you have to do is like get near the car or touch the car, and that's it. So yeah, there you go. So what we're gonna do here is, whilst I'm running, I'm gonna quickly get the weapon I need. So I'm not gonna like play it stupid here. I'm gonna just play it safe. There we go. And that is the last one killed. So now that we've got the last one done, we're now going to move on to Nice. And we're immediately going to go to a warehouse on our left. So go straight to left here. So we're into Nice in France. And what we're going to do with this one is, this guy is a real pain. Because he immediately starts shooting you and starts walking towards you. There we go. He's a bit of a pain, this guy. Don't know why, he just is. So what I'm going to do here is get back on the bike. I'm going to use that fast shooter because the next one involves close combat. And by close combat, what I mean is the fact that I've got to climb to the top of a tower to get this guy. So we spend like a good minute or so getting them. Now, I would love to use the grenade launcher, to be honest, but the grenade launcher is only good for a few of the kills. It's not so good for the others, to be honest. But again, if you're a pro with the grenade launcher and you know exactly how to aim and where to aim, then obviously you'll be fine. So what we need to do here is we need to do some climbing. So we're going to be climbing for about 50 seconds or so. Tanner's got to climb to the top of this tower. And there's no other way to do this. At least I don't think there is. There may be another way of doing this and shooting him, rather than climbing up and shooting him. To be honest, in the time it takes to, like, as you can see here, I can look down, but look up, there's nothing there. Yeah, I kind of do wish that there was a better way to get this guy up here, but there just isn't. So we have to keep climbing and climbing. I think there's less climbing in Metal Gear Solid or Tomb Raider than there is in this. So I can kill him pretty quick like that. So what we're going to do now is we're going to do our... So we've killed 2. We've now got our 3rd. And our 3rd is only accessible, he's only killable via boat. So we can only get him via the boat. So we have to go upriver a little bit, and he's just stood on the random beach on his own. This won't be the last time you'll see a Timmy just stood in a random place, as you'll see. So I'm just going to quickly get rid of him. He's there. There we go. And died in the sea. Interesting. Okay, so spawn location number 2. We have 4 to get rid of. So the first one we'll get rid of and then immediately restart, and then we have another 3. Now, that car there, the taxi that nearly killed me several times in practice. Why or how, I don't know, but you know, just as you do. So get rid of that one there, so that's the 4th one dead. So we're going to immediately restart and turn around here. And we're going to go after the 5th one. The 5th one is actually on the seafront. God, hello. Game was like, no, let's not do that. There we go. Okay, so this one's actually a bit hidden away, but you can easily get to it if you know where to look. Now, I have tried using a grenade launcher, and a grenade launcher does work. However, if the bullet bounces off the back wall, it can easily come towards you and kill you. So, just to be on the safe side, and to stop myself from getting blown up, I'm going to use this weapon. So, I'm going to open this door here. And I'm going to shoot him here from behind the wall. Get rid of him. Now, I essentially use the door as cover, to be honest. And, yeah, so that's another one done. So the next one is on top of the lighthouse, just a bit down the way here. And the last one is outside the front of a concert hall. Yeah, we have a fair few that we need to get rid of. Now with the cops, this does actually make things more interesting. So we can get rid of him. He stood there. There you go. Again, there is no other way of getting rid of him. Also, you can see here, he died, but he stood back up. So we have a zombie Timmy. That's what I mean. The game glitches out and for some reason treats the dead as if he's alive, and I don't know why. But it's a bit scary when he happens right in front of you, because he can easily kill you whilst he's dead. Like, if I restart, he'll be dead. He'll be gone. But in the game right now, he's very much alive. He's probably despawn now, the fact I've gone off screen. So now what we've got to do is Timmy's going to come out for us here. When he starts walking, that's the other thing. If he starts walking towards you, that's a good thing. Because it means that you don't have to do anything at this point. Because by him coming towards you, it means he's walking, so his animation has started. And it works. It just works. So what we're going to do here is get rid of him. There we go. Yeah. So he's still moving right now. That's what I mean. But okay, so we've had 2 zombie Timmys. Okay, so I said my PB for a run is 2. Can we get 3? We might get 3. So as I said, even though the Timmy that we just killed there is in that little bit there, it's faster to restart. Now the next Timmy is located in a crate, and we will be using the grenade launcher to basically flush him out. We'll also be using it to kill him, of course. But yeah, what we'll be doing is we're going to be getting into the docks where he is located very, very quickly. So we're gonna... You'll hear the police chatter, by the way, even though we turned cops off, so they may appear. But at the same time, they shouldn't do because... Okay, there we go. And then... do that. There we go. Got him. Right. So, last one. Now, we have no other choice to get to him like this, but we have to use the boat here. Now, we could actually use the boat to get that Timmy that we just killed, but the bike is genuinely faster. Plus, as well, once you get on land, it's just not faster at all. So, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to stop the boat, I'm going to walk to the end, and immediately get rid of him there, and that's the second one done. So that gets rid of all the Timmys that are in Nice, and we're off to Istanbul. Istanbul. So, the taxi that could have killed me. The reason why I say that is because of the fact of... then taxis do just come out of thin air like that. So you do have to be very careful. So the first Timmy here, he's going to be hidden inside a warehouse. Now, there's no way I can use a grenade launcher for this, because he just... yeah, he just doesn't... So... for some reason, I don't know why, it's a bit tricky to get this guy. So, get rid of him. So, you have one there. The second one is hidden in a shack. And we have to use the boat spawn here. Because, believe it or not, the boat spawn is a faster one. I do have to be careful on this road, because without looking, because they can easily kill you if you're not careful. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to start shooting here. So he's going to shoot me from inside there. Believe it or not, I can kill him from the floor. I can kill him by shooting the floor. Is it interesting? So, our next one... apologies if we're moving a bit fast. So, our third Timmy... he's hidden in some back streets behind a bunch of houses. So we're going to immediately go and get him. And then following this, we're going to get 3 Timmys in a row to make it 6. Then another 2 in different places. So I'm going to immediately try and get him here. So that gets rid of him. There we go. So, I'm going to now go, again, oh, sugar, another respawn point. Wrong one, wrong respawn, it's fine. We'll come back to that one though, because we do need to go there. There we go. Okay, so, this spawn point has 3 locations that we need to use the grenade launcher at. Now, just for the sake of simplicity, I might not get this, but if I do, great. If I don't, okay then. Game decided it wanted to send me through the roof. Very nice. There we go. Got him. So he's actually stood below you, believe it or not. And what you can do is you can use an explosion to kill him below the floor. So rather than going down and him killing you, because he can do that. If you go down below the bar, he can easily go down and he can kill you. But by using the grenade launcher, you're able to do that a bit in advance. So the next one that's here, I will use the grenade launcher to get rid of him. So I'm gonna quickly see if I can get him. There is actually a good shot that, should you get it, will be very good. There we go. I'll get rid of him there. There we go. Okay, so Timmy number 5 is done. So we now move on to Timmy number 6. Now number 6 is hidden very well, actually. So much so that players believe that the shooting that was going on was actually not for them, but for someone outside the safe house. So, Timmy number 6 is actually located in your own safe house. And he's hidden behind a suitcase, a bookcase of some kind. So you'll see here, we're going to run up to our safe house. So, I'm going to quickly run here. Safe house on the left here. And there is this here, this door. And yeah, you can see exactly what I mean by that. Okay, so the next one is a bit tricky. This one's a bit difficult. So what I need to do here is I need to do a precise jump. If I can get it. Without the game doing its... Yes, I can do it first try. Thank you. Practice went quite well with this. It's always on the one that I seem to struggle with the most. Right, so we get rid of number 7. Number 7 is that one there. So then, number 8 we actually restart again. And what we're going to do here now is we're going to drive, or sorry, sail majestically. We're going to use the boat again for the next Timmy. It's actually closer to just drive and jump off. So you may remember the one that was located in the huts, and we used the boat spawn really near him, like really close to him, and then like there you go. So that's another reason we do the other one as well. We use that to get on land faster to kill the Timmy. And the last one will involve using the bike at the last spawn, which I've already been to once before, but as a complete accident. So what I need to do here is not do that. There we go. That gets rid of number 8. That gets rid of that one. To be honest, number 7, the one where you have to jump onto the actual land bit, do that sideways jump, is an absolute mess because it can be difficult for players to do, especially if you're not used to how the game handles. Also, running diagonally is actually faster. There you go. I managed to kill him before he moved a bit out the way. Good stuff. And lastly, the final Timmy. So time will be when it says when you see the camera change for the Timmy. So I will also restart that one. It is genuinely faster. If I die or get knocked off my bike, it's faster to just respawn. Right. Okay. So as I was saying. Now, I can use grenades to kill the last guy, but honestly, shooting might be faster. This will be fine. I can run up the street. We're literally here. There's this disco here. And it's just like a generic beat disco. And time. And that is time for the game. So yeah, that is Driv3r. That is all Timmy Vermicellis, all cities. So yeah, you can feel free to give this game a try. Like, you don't have to do the main story mode or anything like that. There is the side categories, the miscellaneous categories. Personally speaking, the miscellaneous categories are a lot shorter, a lot easier to learn. Me personally, I would recommend if you did do all secret cars, because it mainly involves driving and a little bit of on-foot stuff sometimes, that you use a keyboard and mouse for driving and shooting for this game. Would highly recommend it. I never recommend a certain control method for any games that I play, other than like I play most games on a controller. But for this game, I recommend playing on a keyboard and mouse, because with the mouse you've got the free aim system. And then driving, would recommend using a controller, unless of course you don't mind using the keyboard. I have the weird mix of using the keyboard and mouse to do shooting and walking, like moving the character, but then driving I'll use the controller. So yeah, that's kind of all I've got to say, other than obviously shout outs to the Driv3r community, and I know that a couple of the guys have found a few tips and tricks on how to get a bit better at the game in certain places, but highly would recommend trying this category, even if you go for the individual cities. The individual cities are like 5 or 10 minutes long each, and one of the things is that you can, like I said, you can play the individual categories, do Ultimate Vermicellis, do all the individual cities, but there's all secret cars as well, so there is something for everybody really. And if you want to play the entire story mode, then there is the any percent, of course. Alternatively, there is other stuff in the game as well. There are the driving games that you can do here, which I won't get too much detail into. But yeah, just want to quickly say or finalise a few final words. Thank you very much for InstaSpeedathon for having me do this run and Treasure Planet. And yeah, you can find me over on Twitch at Driv3r Races. I do driving game speedruns mainly, but I do the occasional like rail shooter and adventure game and stuff like that as well. So there is a few things. I'm mainly racing games, but obviously you can find me doing all sorts if need be. Obviously, like I said, big mention goes out to my community of people who stuck by me through thick and thin, especially this year, and obviously my loving partner, Linky. So yeah, very much, and I'll pass it back over to the host.
Wonderful, thank you very much. Final time there for us was 23:13. We are going to move over to the intermission fairly quickly, just so that we can try and get ourselves a bit ahead of schedule once again. However, thank you to Driv3r, thank you very much for both runs, the Disney's Treasure Island and Driver, Ultimate Vermicellis. Very interesting runs to see, and don't forget, of course, everyone, we are doing this as a charity event for Everyone Can. The total donations currently stands at £9, but we do have a donation incentive for the Lil Gator game, All Friends by Shotu later on. If you want to suggest a Gator name in the message of your donation and add the incentive to your donation as well, we'll get all the Gator names from that, and then we will total however much money we've raised so far. So far, there's £10 on Big Snaps, which, surprise, surprise, has been given to us by Viper. So thank you for that donation from earlier. But if anyone wants to choose a different name, make sure it's PG, otherwise it will not count. Then feel free to do so as well by going to the donation link. Exclamation mark donate in the chat on Twitch. There's also links in description and the panels and everywhere else as well. So thank you, Viper, for the run, and we'll hopefully see you again next time.